In 1908, a massive explosion rocked Siberia, flattening 80 million trees across 800 square miles. There was no crater, there was no asteroid remnant, just a scorched path that shouldn't exist. We've looked at comets before, but the Tunguska event defies the standard theory. Today, we are opening the file on the explosion that literally shattered the sky. To understand why this is a mystery, we have to look at the world in 1908. We didn't have high-definition satellite surveillance. We had remote, frozen wilderness. It took 19 years for the first expedition to even reach the site. The local Evenki people, the morning began like any other. But that changed in a heartbeat. According to witness S. Semenov, who was sitting on the porch of his trading post, suddenly the sky was split in two. High above the forest, the whole northern part of the sky appeared covered with fire. The shockwave didn't just rattle windows, it was felt hundreds of miles away. People were thrown to the ground, horses were knocked off their feet. A massive, deafening roar tore through the silence of the Siberian wilderness. And then in an instant it was over. The reports describe a column of blue light, a heat so intense it felt as if their shirts were catching fire. And a roar that seemed to last for minutes, echoing across the taiga like the sound of cannon fire. When Kulik arrived, the forest wasn't just damaged. It was annihilated in a pattern that defies modern ballistics. Imagine a blast so precise, it acted like a giant hand flattening a field, yet leaving the trees at the center standing upright, albeit completely stripped of their branches. Look closely at the geometry of this site. If a meteor had struck the ground, the trees would be buried under crater debris. But look at the pattern of the fallen timber. They aren't scattered randomly. They are radiating upward, like the spokes of a wheel from a single, empty center point. This is what we call a butterfly pattern. It's the signature of an airburst, a massive explosion that occurred midair, miles above the surface. But even with an airburst, the energy required to snap 80 million trees across 800 square miles is massive, roughly 1,000 times the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The math tells us it was a cataclysmic event, yet the lack of an impact crater. That's the piece of the puzzle that still doesn't fit the natural meteor theory. Standard science points to a stony meteor airburst. But if that's the case, where are the rocks? Where is the debris? We've analyzed the soil samples from the site, and the chemical signature doesn't match a standard space rock. It contains silicate and magnetite spherules that suggest something else entirely. We are left with two choices. Either our understanding of cometary physics is flawed, or the data is still hiding the truth. At Chronos Crypt, we keep digging because the anomalies don't disappear just because we stop looking.